Hey, what's going on? You're in the secret level here with Gurns, and in this video I'm going to go over my different dye farms. I've set up a whole bunch of different dye farms to collect all the different dye materials, nice and easily because I like to collect all the different dyes. And on that note, actually, I know you guys, anyone who's seen more than this video at least, have probably noticed that I'm never wearing any other dye other than this setup here. But I do have other characters, guys, and I have different dye setups for each one. So as well as I kind of every now and then kind of test, what different combos look good and such. So anyway, I like to collect all the dyes, and that being said, we'll get to the different dye materials that I have farms for, as well as the farms, and basically some little setup tips as well. Right? So yeah, here we go. So basically, I have farms set up for all the different dye crafting materials here. Now some of them already dropped off farms that I had already built earlier in the series, like these 5 right here, as well actually as the sky blue flower. The black ink, the purple mucus, the red husk, the cyan husk, the violet husk, and again the sky blue flower. Those all dropped already off farms that I had already built, like the AFK Ocean farm, the super farm, as well as my jungle farm / arena. So if you guys want to check those out, they're very handy. I highly recommend it because you get other great loot from them as well, not just dye items obviously. Anyway, the farms that I have set up though are for the blueberries, the yellow marigold, the orange bloodroot, the teal mushroom and green mushroom, as well as lime, kelp, and of course the strange plant. Now the pink prickly pear here, I didn't set up a farm for just because I don't want anything pink, basically. That's just me though, guys. If you want something pink, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. So anyway, I didn't set one up for the pink prickly pear, but if you guys want those things, you can just build a farm of cactuses, basically, and yeah, you should be fine. Anyway, so we'll get to the different farms that I have set up now. So here we are at part of my strange plant farm, guys. And the strange plant is an excellent name for this thing because it definitely is strange. I really still don't understand fully how the spawning works for this thing. But I do know that it can't spawn within 480 feet from each other. So if we take a look at my map, I've made several different testing areas for this thing, and I've had them there for several days. There used to be a lot more rows actually. But anyway, I've basically narrowed it down to this. To start, the strange plant can spawn on either grass, or just dirt, or stone with moss on it. Now this top layer up here is basically a layer of dirt, close to the top of my map as you can see, and I have never seen anything spawn there except for blinkroot. I've never seen a single strange plant spawn up there for whatever reason, so I'm probably going to destroy that shortly, probably right after this video. Anyway, that being said, the 2 pathways down here that I have, one grass and one just plain dirt, these seem to be the most common spawn point for my strange plants, and they spawn, it seems, pretty quickly. Like once I've gathered one, there'll be another one here in about 10 or 15 minutes, at the most usually. So yeah, now on this grass pathway I also use it, as well as this one here, and my main pathway is sometimes inside here. That's my mushroom / bait farm. Anyway, that's also where I get all my yellow marigolds. As you can see, there's one right there, and as well as blueberries, there's one right there too. So those ones are probably fairly easy. I'm sure you guys don't really have problems for those. They're pretty easy to come by. But yeah, I just thought I would mention I get those from here as well. Now, that being said, just over here, I have 2 very thin pathways there. There used to be a whole bunch more, all at least 480 feet apart, that I tried to set up so I could get little thin spawning areas for a whole bunch of different strange plants to spawn. And for whatever reason, it didn't work. Only ever one would spawn there at a time, even though they were all far enough apart. For whatever reason, only one would ever spawn. And I don't know why. I would get a whole bunch more just on this one long pathway here, just because I guess it has a higher spawn chance or something. I have no idea, but this one long single pathway, as well as this one, but this one seems the most frequent, I guess, probably because there's no grass. Anyway, yeah, this one seems to be the highest chance for spawning for the strange plant for whatever reason. And again, this little stone pathway I have here with moss on it has never spawned a single strange plant. Um, so I'm probably going to destroy that too, just because this dirt layer here seems to be the most efficient. And the longer it is, the more often it seems to spawn a strange plant. So yeah. Anyway, you guys can tinker around with the size and setup. I just kind of left it at here because it seemed to supply me with, more than enough. So anyway, that being said, there is one other section I have set up for strange plants that's mainly for the orange bloodroot. So we'll get to that now. So here we are in the second farm area, guys, and what I have is a couple rows of dirt with different thicknesses, as you can see, and I get strange plants here as well. Now, they always seem to spawn on one of these three top rows here, and not sure why, but all these three top rows happen to be in the surface area. Now, strange plants can still spawn in the underground as well, but it always seems to pick one of these three rows here, so I'm guessing it's just a much higher chance for the surface. Yeah. Now, that being said, this area is actually mainly set up for orange bloodroots. As you can see, there's one right there. And initially it was all just one block thick layers of dirt. And when it was like that, I never got a single orange bloodroot to spawn here, over a fairly long period of time too. So that was kind of annoying because it was always spawning somewhere else basically. So basically what I did is I started making different layers onto the rows, making them different thicknesses basically, as you can see. And then it started spawning, pretty efficiently. It will always spawn though either on this layer or this layer. It never spawns up here, of course, because that's in the surface. It needs to be in the underground or caverns. But I've never ever seen one spawn on this one block thick layer of dirt. And I'm just guessing that orange bloodroots either can't or have an extremely small chance of spawning on a dirt ceiling that is only one block thick. It needs to be more, I guess. I don't know if that's for sure, guys, because there's very little information on the spawning mechanics of all the dye items, basically. So yeah, I'm kind of just learning as I go here, so if you guys find any more information out, feel free to let me know. So anyway, that being said, what I also did in the surrounding area, at least, is I filled in any areas that were dirt ceiling with stone. Like you can see, this area here was dirt ceiling, and I filled it in with stone, as well as some sections down here as well. And I didn't bother doing up here, guys, just because that's surface area, so it can't spawn there anyway. So anyway, yeah, that's pretty much it as far as this orange bloodroot farm goes, as well as I guess the second area for strange plants. We'll get to the next farm area now. So here we are in the third farm, guys, and this one here is set up for green mushrooms as well as teal mushrooms. Now, I'm in the caverns layer here because I just noticed they spawn faster than they do in the underground layer. So yeah, ideally you'll want to build it in the caverns layer. And I made it this size here, so I guess just roughly this size. And I only ever get one, either green mushroom or teal mushroom that spawns here. I don't get more than one. But they spawn pretty often, like once every, 8 or 10 minutes at the most. So yeah, I find I don't need more than this, but if you guys want to set up another area, I would recommend just setting up a farm similar to this, but then make it, make two of them. If you make it like a giant area, I still think your odds are that just one will spawn. So it's better to make two smaller farms in kind of separate areas, I think, but anyway, it's up to you. So that being said, I've made several rows of dirt here. Now the reason why I chose dirt is because green mushrooms seem to spawn much more often on dirt. Now they can both, I'm pretty sure both, but I know for sure teal mushrooms can spawn also on stone. So like on the Gamepedia, for whatever reason, it says that they only spawn on dirt, and I know for a fact that teal mushrooms also spawn on just plain stone and seem to pick regular stone more often than dirt, because I used to have stone pathways here. And that being said, I changed them all to dirt just because I wanted more green mushrooms than teal mushrooms. So I seem to get more often a green mushroom spawning here than a teal mushroom. But I still get teal mushroom spawning because they can also spawn on dirt too. So that being said, if you guys want more teal mushrooms, then I would recommend putting in a couple layers that are just stone. Because you'll get a teal mushroom spawning there much more likely. I don't even know if green mushrooms can spawn on stone. I just know that teal mushrooms can, and for whatever reason on the Gamepedia it doesn't say that. So anyway, that's pretty much it for this section here goes. It's pretty convenient. Like I said, it spawns these green mushrooms and teal mushrooms very, very quickly, like once every pretty much 8 or 10 minutes. Alright, so we'll get to the next one now. So here we are in the next and final farm, guys, and this one is for the lime kelp. Now the lime kelp gave me the biggest problems as far as when I was gathering them manually, and that's just because like I had none of them to start with when I wanted them. Because they're very difficult to see. Like they're pretty much impossible to find unless you're specifically looking for them. Like there's one right there, and I'm pretty sure you guys would not have noticed it unless you were specifically looking for it. Because yeah, they're very, very difficult to see. So you usually will just run by it without even noticing it, unless you're specifically looking for it again. So anyway, I thought I would make a little farm area here, just like the green mushrooms, so that I could just check the minimap and see a lot easier, where one spawns rather than looking all over at different pools for green dots. So anyway, what I've done here is I've chosen the caverns layer again, and once again that's just because I noticed they spawn faster down here rather than the underground. And I've also chosen the snow biome, and that's because it spawns faster in the snow biome as opposed to other different kinds of biomes. So yeah, cavern layer, snow biome is ideally what you want. And I have several rows here, some snow, and some of them are ice. And I've noticed that it doesn't really seem to favor either or. I just did that to see if it would, spawn more often on ice or more often on snow or something like that, and it doesn't really seem to favor either one. So yeah, I don't think it matters what type of block you use as far as your layers go. But obviously you're going to want to fill it with water, and you probably don't need to make it this large. I just kind of made it this large to start with, and it only ever spawns one at a time. They spawn very frequently though, like I said, so I'm fine with that. But you can make it a bit smaller if you want, because I'm pretty sure it will still spawn one at a time, even at like half this size. Maybe even less too. So anyway, yeah, that's pretty much as far as it goes here for this lime kelp farm. Alright guys, so those are my dye farms. So yeah, pretty convenient if you like to collect all the dyes. Like every time I came back from adventuring, there was a whole bunch of different dye crafting items ready for me to gather. So yeah, pretty sweet. I didn't ever have to go and look for them basically. Now I know there wasn't anything too elaborate about the farms in the video here, guys. And that's just because I didn't really find it necessary for my own needs. But if you guys want more dye items faster or something like that, then feel free to make a larger setup. Just kind of use that as kind of a base to start with or something, and experiment from then on, right? I just kind of felt that that was enough for me, the amount I was getting, and I didn't want to build anything really too large in my world to devote, to getting a couple extra dye crafting items here and there. But that's my own opinion. You can do whatever you want, obviously. So anyway, guys, that's the video, and I hope it helped, so be sure to leave a like if it did. That way I know I'm helping you out, and that'd be cool. So also you can subscribe here to the secret level and join me, Gurns, because there's tons more videos like this, as well as other videos to come too, so you'll probably want to check those out as they come. Anyway, this is Gurns exiting the secret level. Take it easy, guys.